Good afternoon, everyone. You can see we've got people coming in from the waiting room, which is amazing. Happy Wednesday. Oh my goodness, it's middle of the week already. Happy Wednesday. Feeling great that we've got a little bit of sunshine here in Devon. Not sure. Oh my goodness, wet old Harlow, Andrew. No, we've got sunshine here in Devon at the moment, although it was raining all morning. So I certainly think it's about time that we have a little bit of sunshine. The local airport to me, Exeter Airport, I've actually had rain every single day of the year so far into 2026. Isn't that miserable? At some point in every day, there has been an ounce of rain hit that tarmac on the airfield. I think that sums it up, doesn't it? I think the start of 2026. Hopefully, we'll have a nice spring, and it's just giving us a dreadful winter, so we'll have a lovely spring and summer. Wonderful. I'm conscious that we've still got people joining, but it is only a 15-minute lightning session today. This is part of the iView Learning series that's happening. That series has essentially now begun, and we are on day three. To introduce myself, my name is Izzy, and I am iView's product specialist. In today's webinar, we're going to be focusing on the accessibility settings and the language settings in iView Learning. If you do have any questions throughout the session, we can see that Andrew's already dived into that chat box. That's absolutely brilliant. Feel free to utilize that. And that's kind of the way that you can communicate with me. Alternatively, if you would prefer to email me directly, you can do so. My email address is isabel@aventido.com. Wonderful. I'm just going to start off by sharing my screen and take you across to the Aventido website. Just to lay out a quick agenda for the 15-minute session, I'm just going to take you through some resources in the events page on the Aventido website. What I'm then going to do is just dive into a little bit of an introduction to iView Learning for anyone that is new to it. And then I'm going to show you the particular features that we are covering today, which is both the accessibility settings and the language settings on iView. So the events page on the Aventino website, this may have been where you actually registered for today's webinar. If you did, amazing. You may already be familiar with it. Alternatively, just wanted to bring your attention to it because we have some very exciting events happening. We are having our Positive Dyslexia Assistive Technology Showcase. Wow, that's a long title, at the Holiday Inn in Liverpool. We will be there for that. We've got our upcoming IVE sessions. We've got a session on Like You with me. That's happening tomorrow. We've got a session on Friday at Dragon being covered, and then Text Aid Monday next week, and our IVE sessions go into next week as well. Wonderful. The only other section I just wanted to talk about was the resources section, in particular, the DSA Resource Hub. This is where you're able to find some great resources, including the recommendation guides for the products that we look after at Aventido. This is iView section. We can see a nice overview video, key impacts, recommendation strategies, and you've got the ability to be able to download that recommendation guide as well, which is kind of designed to be a resource to be able to support you as an individual in recommending iView. Wonderful. Just to introduce iView to you then. So iView essentially is a fully comprehensive library of easy accessible video tutorials designed to support users in fixing problems or learning gaps really quickly and effortlessly. Now, it's been built around a concept called the forgetting curve. And the forgetting curve is essentially a curve that talks about how humans and information is essentially forgotten over time. And it applies this to the use case of students in particular. So, students who receive that all-important assistive technology, when they're at university, for example, are obviously given that really important one-to-one face-to-face training, which is great, not taking away the importance of that at all. It's such a valuable resource for students to be able to have access to. But unfortunately, that training doesn't happen on a daily basis or is available at midnight or 2 a.m. when a student maybe is diving into a lecture or essay assignment that they have due, for example. Studies have shown that within 2 hours of being given new information, 40% of it's forgotten. That rises to 70% after 48 hours, and after 5 days, it's quite scary. 90% of new information is forgotten. And poor memory recall is obviously a really key characteristic of the dyslexic brain as well. So linking this back to iView, I'd love a scenario I'm a keen scenario girl myself, so I always take this example of a student Ben that we can see is attentively looking at his screen on the right-hand side here. Let's say that our student Ben is in his second term at university. He's got an essay that's due tomorrow. Student Ben sounds a lot like myself at university, doing a last-minute assignment. And let's say he's been creating a document using a mind mapping software, and he now wants to export the text and references into Microsoft Word. He knows the software can do this, he knows that functionality exists. Let's say perhaps he was shown it in a training session a few months earlier. The issue that he's encountering is that he just can't remember how. I mean, I personally speaking come into this learning block on a very frequent basis. It could be using those applications such as Microsoft Word, for example, Google Sheets, Excel, but also in the assistive tech that I use as an individual too. And this is where iView Learning comes into the mix. It kind of wears a little bit of a superhero cape, or I certainly imagine it as Batman, I think. Um, and the concepts that iView have been built around is its simplicity, speed, and effectiveness. So Ben, as an individual, is able to log into the iView portal from any device, perform a really quick search for the solution tutorial he's looking for. So in this case, how to export a MindView document to Microsoft Word. He's able to watch that tutorial, learn from it, and return back to his work. And that's all designed to happen in about 90 seconds, which really the aim of that is to cause minimal disruption to Ben's study time and concentration. And that is kind of the iView concept. Log in, learn it, and log back out. Just a couple of feature call-outs of iView Learning. So each tutorial was recorded using the same professional voiceover artist, which I personally love because it ensures a nice level of consistency and familiarity across the tutorials. It's quite a nice natural sounding voice. And all the tutorials are produced in-house by the specialist development team at iView as well. There are also some great on-screen graphics just to call out, which are designed to enhance your learning with iView. So they're things such as cursor spotlights, camera pans, zooms, key press instructions. It's very visual, so it really is designed that you are able to clearly follow along with the instructions that the tutorial is giving you and the support that it's offering you as an individual. So it's designed to be really easy content for you to be able to digest so you can follow along with it really nicely. I certainly dive into many YouTube videos on a day-to-day basis for how to do basic things like checking the oil level on my car, for example, and I really struggle to keep up with those videos because I don't feel like I'm going along the journey, and the instructions are very clear for myself. That's one thing I love about iView is that it is really clear and concise as well in the instructions that you're given. There are also interactive tutorials as well, for anyone that maybe has that as a learning option or learning style preference. Final feature mention just to call out two key features that I just want to shout about. The first one is that every user has access to a dedicated mobile app. I absolutely love this. I think for students in particular, they most likely will have their phone with them 24/7. I know I certainly do. I think most people do nowadays. It's definitely a sign of the times. What that means is that let's say an individual was using their laptop and they're doing a particular assignment, watching a lecture, using a bit of assistive tech, for example, and they're coming into experiencing that learning gap. Instead of having to divert away from their desktop or their laptop screen, they are quite simply able to get their phone out, log into iView, open up the solution tutorial that they're looking for. So it may be text aid, for example, that they're struggling how to convert speech to text. They're struggling to use that bit of functionality. They're able to type that into their phone and follow along really nicely, having both applications open. So it kind of just gives another avenue for individuals being able to quite literally access that support at their fingertips. The other call out here as well is the quantity of video tutorials. I will dive into the video tutorials at a later session for this series that's happening. And one of the series will be diving into both the assistive tech and the Microsoft, Google, and Apple applications. But in total, there are over 2,500 video tutorials that are available. What that means is, and what I love about that, is that it's most likely that whatever issue you're encountering, either with a piece of assistive tech or a particular application, iView is going to be able to help support you with. The more content there is, the more support that you're going to be able to access at your fingertips, which is quite an important feature call out. Wonderful. I'm just going to, oh, I'm going backwards now, stop sharing my screen and dive into showing you the bit of functionality we're looking at today in iView Learning. I also must apologise for my incessant sniffing. I seem to have caught a slight cold. Wonderful. So coming into iView Learning, we're brought through to the main dashboard page that we can see here. The settings that we want to have a look at today and the ones that we'll be covering off are both the accessibility settings and the language settings that we can see here. The accessibility panel is in that sort of neon-y orange highlightery colour that we're able to open just by clicking on that icon on the top right-hand side of my screen. And we can see that it's opened the accessibility settings that we as a user have access to. A really nice array of accessibility settings here. We've got everything from keyboard navigation to text reader, which opens up and enables us to be able to select on that. We're also able to look at themes such as, sorry, I just enabled it and then disabled it, so it closed it back down again. We're also able to look at dark high contrast themes, which changes the site background to black with its bright fonts, for example. We're able to engage with that if that's applicable to you as an individual. We're able to magnify text, convert the font to sans serif, more of a readable font, helping users maybe with dyslexia. We're able to access and open up image descriptions, which obviously displays those descriptions in a floating window. We've got the readable mode. We're able to highlight links, highlight headers across the site, magnify text, and we have access to a virtual keyboard as well, which enables you to be able to type contents into iView using the mouse. We're also able to change things such as colour. Wow, that's gone very neon there. And we can reset colours here as well. And with the colours, we're able to change both backgrounds, headings, and the content colours too. And we've also got some cursor settings at the bottom here and font size settings as well. So we're able to change that font sizing, that letter spacing, depending on the user's preference. Wonderful. So quite a nice array of accessibility settings that we've got here, covering everything really from any user that maybe has physical difficulties or learning difficulties to be able to support them. And like I said, we really are opening that panel using that orange icon on the top right-hand side of my screen, and then we're just clicking on it again to close it. In terms of the language settings that we can see here, again, very similar to the accessibility panel, we're just clicking on it to engage with it. We can see that we've got our popular language sitting at the top here, and then the languages that we have available are able to be scrolled to access. If I click on a language here, for example, we're going to go for Danish today. We can see that it is converting the language across the page as we'd expect it to of iView to that language of Danish. What it also does as well is it's changing the language across the solution tutorials too. So both the audio and the transcription and PDF settings that you have access to will also be converted into the relevant language, in this case, Danish. Quite a nice array of languages. I'm aware that there are more languages across the world than the ones that we've got here. This is an area that is growing, but we've got some nice languages covering everything from Welsh to Japanese. We've got some European languages that sit here as well, both Eastern and Western. And then we've got some of our popular languages, Spanish, French, German. And I like the fact that they've put simplified in Chinese because I think that's personally speaking, a very challenging language. I take my hat off to anyone that can speak Mandarin. Wonderful. That's a little walkthrough of the two main features that we're covering off today, which is both the languages and the accessibility panel at the top here. What I will do is end the session there, but I'm just going to stay on in case anyone has any questions, anything you want me to cover back off or in a little bit more depth, feel free to let me know. What I'll also ask for you guys to do as well is when you leave today's webinar is you will be prompted to fill out a feedback form. If you could fill that out, that would be brilliant. You will be asked at the top of that form if you would like a demo license of iView Learning. And if you would like a demo license, please tick yes in that box and we'll get one sent across to you so that you can get your hands on iView. And I can't believe I managed to make it 15 minutes without wiping my nose. Thank you everyone so much for joining today's webinar. We will be back tomorrow for another webinar. I'm going to have to double check. I can't quite remember off the top of my head what tomorrow's webinar will be covering off. Give me approximately 5 seconds and I will be able to tell you. Bear with me a moment. Like I said, if anyone wants to stay on, if you've got any questions at all, or you want me to dive back into something, feel free to let me know. Oh, yes, wonderful. Tomorrow we're going to be looking at the core office products. We'll actually be diving into solution tutorials for the first time throughout this series. So that's going to be really exciting and is a good chance for you to be able to sort of see iView learning in action. But like I said, if you want to get your hands on it, then you can do that through just putting yes in the feedback form and I will get a license sent across to you. Thank you everyone for joining. Finished on the dot. Amazing. Hope everyone has a wonderful rest of the day. I'm going to go out and have my lunch in the sunshine, I think, because it will be the last vitamin D I'll be getting for the rest of the week. If there's a glimpse of it, you should definitely get out and put your sun cream on, I think. Thank you everyone so much for joining. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Thanks everyone. Take care now. Bye bye.